Hi there. You should be proud of yourself for showing up to your mat today. Welcome to day 4, self-discipline. Let's set an intention. You have the motivation to be here. Let's continue building up that self-love deep inside. Releasing your arms to your sides. And taking a deep inhale, reaching all the way overhead, palms together. And then exhale, releasing them back down. Repeating that again. Inhale as you raise your arms overhead, palms together. And exhale. Doing it again. This time we're going to add a little twist to your right. Opening up, keeping those hips square to the front of you. And now to your left. Repeating that again. Inhale as you raise your arms overhead. And exhale as you open. Inhale, raising them overhead, and exhale, opening. Inhale, raising those arms overhead, interlacing your fingers, and then coming into a swaying palm tree pose, reaching to the right and left, and now switching directions. And repeat again, one more time. Keeping the knees slightly bent as you come around, tucking that belly button in, watching that lower back. And then swan dive all the way down. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back. And exhale as you step back with that right leg into a high plank, and then the left. Warming up the core, we're going to step forward with your right foot, and then the left. And then extend back out into your plank. 3 more times. Releasing those knees down to the mat and sinking all the way down. Coming up into your upward facing dog and twisting to your right and then to the left. Coming back into downward facing dog and pedaling those feet. Warming up those hamstrings. And then stepping forward with that right foot into a low lunge. Taking a deep inhale as you raise those arms overhead, keeping them about shoulder width apart, looking straight ahead. And then bringing those arms out to the sides into an airplane, coming down and then back up. We'll repeat that 2 more times, down to your thigh, and exhale as you come back up. 1 more. Releasing your left hand down to the mat and reaching your right hand up towards the sky. Inhale as you reach. And exhale as you release back down to the mat, stepping back into a high plank. Releasing those knees down. And coming down halfway. And then into your upward facing dog. Exhale as you come back into your downward facing dog. Pedaling those feet a little bit more. And then stepping your left foot forward into a low lunge. Taking a deep inhale as you reach those arms up, about shoulder width apart, releasing the shoulders, and exhale as you come into airplane down to your thigh. Repeating that a couple more times. Inhale as you reach up overhead, and exhale as you release down. Coming back up, now releasing that right hand down to the mat, and then reaching up with your left hand up towards the sky. Inhaling as you reach, and then exhale as you release. Stepping back into your high plank, and back into your dog. Reaching your right leg into 3-legged dog as long as it feels okay for you. And then stepping forward into a warrior 2 on the right. Aligning those heels. And then cartwheeling those arms up. Releasing the shoulders. Finding that focal point. Keeping that knee aligned right above the ankle. Then making your way into triangle pose, so extending through that front leg and shifting forward. If you have a block, you can use it here, or you could bring your hand down to your lower leg, reaching up with the left hand up towards the sky. My block was blowing away, so I couldn't keep it there. Coming back into warrior two, and keep repeating that. Triangle pose, then back to warrior two. We'll repeat that 2 more times at your own pace, inhaling as you come down into your warrior two and exhale as you come back into your triangle. Then releasing your hands down, coming into a high lunge, so shifting your back foot up. You can always release your left knee down to the mat if that's better for you. So reaching up with your right hand towards the sky as you press into those left fingertips into the mat. Inhaling as you reach, and then exhale as you release, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Now lifting that left leg up into three-legged dog. We're going to step forward into warrior two on the opposite side. So lining those heels and then cartwheeling those arms all the way up. Releasing your shoulders down, away from your ears, and finding that focal point. Then coming into your triangle pose, once you're ready, extending through that front leg and hinging forward. Reaching down for that block or down for that lower leg as you reach up with that right arm up towards the sky. Making your way back into your warrior two. And then coming back to your triangle. Exhaling as you come into your triangle, and inhale as you come back into your warrior two. So making sure not to lock out that left front knee as you come into your triangle. Coming down into a high lunge, so lifting that back foot up, heel spins up, reaching that left arm up towards the sky as you press down into your mat with your right fingertips, trying to distribute that weight through the legs instead of really distributing it through your right fingertips. And then releasing down, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Releasing your knees down towards the mat. We're going to come into deer pose, so stacking those hips. We're going to take that top leg and shift it back, so having that 90-degree bend with that left front knee and the back right knee. Now you could use your block to rest on, releasing your forehead down onto your block, or just stack your fists or hands. Releasing that forehead down, really breathing into that left hip, releasing any tightness that you may feel. Making your way up from deer pose, coming into a little deer twist, so placing your left hand right behind that back and your right hand on your thigh, elongating through the spine and looking over your left shoulder. And then release. Switching sides. So just shaking out your legs, bring them in front of you. And now stacking them in the opposite direction. Placing that left leg back and the right leg forward. Just shifting yourself so it feels okay for you. Always opening your heart forward before you lower down. And doing exactly what you did on the opposite side if you used the block or didn't. One side might feel a little tighter than the other. That's normal. This stretch is a great stretch or release for those hips and the lower back. It's one of my favorites. Coming back up, coming into our twist here. So placing that right hand alongside your back, left hand on your thigh, looking over your right shoulder. And then coming back center once you're ready. Bringing those legs in front of you, giving them a little shake. We're going to come into boat pose. Boat pose can be a little challenging, but I'm going to modify it here. So bending your knees, placing your hands, it helps to place those hands alongside your hips and then kind of get your balance as you release back a little bit. And then you could grab onto your thighs, the back of your thighs. If you wanted to try extending those arms out and holding it here. So keep opening your heart forward and up, looking straight ahead. You could look at your toes to find a focal point. This is a great core strengthener. And then release back down. Lowering all the way down to the mat, grabbing onto the back of your thighs, watching that lower back, releasing your shoulders and the back of your head. Closing your eyes, we're going to come into a reclined twist, bringing both legs to the left and opening up to your right. So stacking those hips, as long as it feels okay for that lower back. You could always adjust it. Taking a couple deep breaths here into that lower back. Releasing any tension, and then coming back center, bringing those knees in and all the way to your right, and opening up to the left, looking over your left shoulder. If you wanted to close your eyes. And then bringing both knees back center, pulling them in for a little bit, grabbing onto your lower legs. And then making your way into Shavasana, or final resting pose, allowing your head to sink down into the mat, your shoulders, hips, heels, legs, arms, feet, and hands.